Oh, hey. I got another truck.
You guys are going to have to deal with the traffic, but here we go. 1980 Chevy C20. This is a Circle Light Chevy pickup. Crew cab. Albeit kind of rough. A little rough. Little really rough right there. So, we'll have to make do. But, big block power. 454 big block AC. AC cab. AC is still charged. Amazing. All right, so here we go. Here's inside. Go on the back seat first. I have the air cleaner out already to look at carburetor and things like that. And here's some parts and pieces to get the engine running decently at least. But here's the seats and everything. All considering not horrible. Not the worst vehicle I've ever seen from Barn Find. Technically not Barn Find. This has been sitting outside for I don't know how many years. But this is obviously going to need some interior work. I mean, mice have definitely gotten into it. Whole headliner is sagging. Sagging down. It's going to need a new headliner piece. I can fix that though. I've seen how to fix it. Let's see, other than that, steering wheel's off. It's on the ground over there. I'll get into the front. But all the trim pieces need to be redone up top there. All the glass is good though. There's not a crack that I've seen yet on the glass. So that's pretty cool. But here's the front seat. This obviously opens a whole lot better. Although, unfortunately, it has a big gash in the side there. Door panel's a little rough. Door panels are a little rough right here. Kind of coming on. I can find used ones though. That's not really a problem. But it's pretty cool because I think those are dealer option speakers. They're definitely not factory. I don't think any square bodies came with factory speakers here. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe so. But the carpet piece down there was not very common. Door panels, rough. Dashboard, definitely seen better days. I may have to find myself a new dashboard, but so it goes. Seats up front here, not all that bad. Driver's side is obviously bad, then getting in and out and things like that. And I've also been told these door or windows were left halfway down for the longest time outside. So it's been raining and everything in here, and so that's definitely not that great. But carpet's horrible. So we have that to look forward to. We can come over here, engine bay. Honestly, everything is still intact here. Like, there's nothing apart in the engine bay. We have a problem with the brakes though, so I'll explain that in a minute. But AC systems all here fully charged still. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll definitely get to that. Okay. Let's figure that out too. Sierra Classic Shaw trucks, Shaw GMC trucks. That's pretty cool. That's up in Canada, I believe so. 25, C25. Doors okay on this side. Gas tank. Same thing on this side. It's all rubbing off. There's some sort of level here. Right there and right here. Don't know if that's factory or not, but it's pretty cool for seeing about leveling out anything in the bed there. So I'm gonna have to figure more out about that. It has a tachometer. It's pretty cool for a square body. Not all that common, but yeah. So there's our mileage. Most definitely has gone over. There's no way this thing is 74,000 miles. Ooh, at idle, or not even idle. This has some pretty good oil pressure. That's pretty good. Quarter tank. I mean, it's kind of warm outside, but I don't think that's so accurate. Yeah, that's accurate. No battery in there. But yeah. Interior. Horrible. So that brings us back to front end. Yes, I love Bondo. I've got parts and pieces for this. I've got a new cap. I've got a new rotor for the inside. I've got a new coil for on top. I have plug wires. I have new plugs. And a battery from my car over here. So we'll be doing that. So that's the way where this sits right now. So I'm not so concerned about this. I'll show you exactly why this thing is so cool and why I really wanted to get it. So I've seen one or two of these things go on Marketplace recently. It has a special trim package that gives it a factory gooseneck hitch. That is factory. That's not put in afterwards. That's factory. It also has a fifth wheel plate right here. That's pretty cool. This, once again, the Shaw GMC trucks right there. So this thing is pretty cool, all optioned out like that. And if you look on the back here, there's 11 springs there. There's 11 springs in the back. Kind of weird that's been optioned like that until you see this. Trailering special, 13,000 GCW. That's quite a bit of weight to pull. And there's not often these come across, but on Marketplace, I saw a single cab go for sale recently. And it had a 15,000 pound GCW. But that's definitely the reason why it has a factory gooseneck hitch right there. So I thought that would be pretty cool to have that and see if I can tow a gooseneck or something with it. Oh yeah, also, that's cool. You're gonna have to definitely see if that works, but you know what, I'm gonna leave that on. That's off. That's sure that's on. I'm gonna leave that on for when I put the battery in, see if it works. But yeah, we'll see if I can get anything done in here before it gets too dark on me, and I'm gonna have to wait till another day to work on it. So let's get working on that. So I will say the cops were pretty decent recently, and I let them store one of their cars here. So I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna take the battery out of it. I don't need the battery anyway. So I'll pull out the battery on this thing. Use it in my pickup. You know, they're probably gonna come and ask if I took anything, if I stole anything off of it. I don't think they'll notice the battery, at least. So I'm gonna just take this real quick and steal the battery out of it. And yeah, they don't need it as much as I do, so we'll get that out of here. So I definitely only took the battery. I didn't steal like the entire siren system and the engine oil and the coolant, like all 4 tires and antennas and radio equipment or anything. That definitely stayed in the vehicle, and definitely didn't steal the front seats for another build. So I'll put this back in at the end, definitely, and let them have the car back. But anyway, kind of lost you guys, but it's installed now. All right, there we go. We got something going. See if we can turn these on and get some lights in here. I don't see any lights in here. Oh, there we go. There's a light. It's something. Oh, I did not need to see that. Yeah, we're gonna forget about that. So headlights on. Let's go see how many of my headlights are. Oh, promising. So one of my headlights, runner on. Two of my headlights with the blinker. Okay. That's cool. Let's go see some taillights. Well, we got something there. Well, you know, you get 3 out of the 4. That's pretty decent. So we're gonna run with that. Unfortunately, this little light here doesn't work. Doesn't turn on. I don't know if that's switch or light. We'll find that out. But let's try the other turn signal. Okay. There we go. I'm sure. Oh, okay. Okay. Promising. Promising. I'd call that a win. See what it looks like back here now. Side thing on still? Nothing. Okay. We're probably going to leave that. It's not like the cops need to pull me over. They're sitting right there. All right. So we got some lightage. Put that back to them. There we go. So now that that's installed, we'll see if it actually turns over. So I'm going to try that real quick. Cool things to note here. Voltage meter is actually working. I mean, it should be at 12 volts right now. I think that's pretty decent. But the temperature went all the, no, that's the fuel. That's the fuel. The fuel went down, so that's promising. Temperature there went all the way down. Oil pressure thing is stuck though. So we still have full oil pressure, so I'm not concerned about the engine being worn out. But the other thing right here with the dual tanks, I tried to switch it, and it actually switches. The voltage, at least for the fuel tank, works. Whoa, okay. So we got a full fuel tank on the right side there. On the left, whoa, it's really full. Okay, anyway, so we got a empty tank on the left side, a full tank on the right side. We'll have to see if that's actually true, but that's pretty cool. We got, okay, that was a weird warm smell, as if something was burning, but I'll figure that out. So, time to see about the engine turning over. We'll see about that. Anyway, carburetor's old. I'm not going to try to get that going yet. I don't know if the fuel pump works. I don't know if the ignition works. I don't really care. All I'm trying to do is get the battery spinning the starter. So hopefully you guys will be able to hear here. So I'm going to leave the camera here and see if the starter engages. So watch. I'm going into the cab and I'll see if it spins over. So I'm gonna have to go get pliers. Okay, here we go. I'll show you what the problem is and why I have to go get pliers. So this truck never came with a key. So to get it here, we had to take the key out. So instead of a screwdriver in there, I'm gonna need a pliers. So that's how I'm gonna go get pliers real quick. I'll be right back. So here, we're gonna go for number 2 right here. Here's try number 2 for starting the engine up. So I'm gonna leave that there. Watch the engine, make sure that it turns over. All right. Fire in the hole. That should be turning over right now. Okay. All right, let's see what we can do now. So, here's the problem. What has since happened since I've been trying to start the engine is blinker has gone out. I've got a bad ground somewhere. So I'm going to try to figure something out and see if I can get the grounds working. So I'll be trying to work on that. I'm probably going to come back a different day, but I'm going to try to fix all the grounds and all the connections to the starter and get that working. So we're gonna go to that now. So here. Okay, so I found a different battery right here. New battery right here. And here we go. Turns so over. Now the only logical thing left to do, okay, let me get the door open, is to go and put some fuel in. We'll see if we can get this engine started. So we got pumper action here. Can't tell so much if it's actually putting fuel in. But what I did was I filled this tube right here with fuel. Trying to fill up the bowl down in there so I can get some fuel to come out, just to start it up for a little bit. So let's pick up this bottle of fuel I just dropped all over the ground and see if I can get this thing to fire. Okay, might take a little bit more than I thought. Okay, that's promising. Let's see what we go here. We got to run for a little bit. That's promising. First time I heard this thing run, actually. Definitely sounding good. All right, I'll get to it, see if I can get it to run a little bit longer and see what I can do. All right, so got the engine cranking over, so now I feel like it's a pretty decent time to try and get other parts on, because it turns over, it runs. So I think it's time to throw a little bit of money at it to see if I can make it run better or reliable or things like that. So now I'm going to do just a tune-up on the engine, new distributor cap, rotor, wires, plugs, and see if I can get it running better. And after that, I'm probably going to put in an order for a carburetor rebuild kit so that I can get that running decently well. So right now I'll do that real quick, and then I'll probably be about it for this video. And so I'm going to get to it now. So I guess what the idea is just sort of put these parts on top of the engine there, and then I'll show you once I'm done with it. But for now, I'm going to get to it. Just going to point this out as I'm taking it apart, and I can show you what's going on. But this piece right here that goes over and is underneath here and grounds out right there to right there, and it grounds through this piece of metal, the housing thing, and it goes there to the center here. That did not come with the new piece, so make sure that you are putting in all the pieces that need to go in and swapping over pieces if they don't exist in the new kit. So almost got this together. I'll put it back on, new rotor, then I'll put new plugs in. So the update here, as it's starting to get dark outside, but I got half of the plug wires onto the distributor top that I've replaced now. Right there, new distributor cap, rotor inside, all that, coil on top too. I got half of the wires onto the new distributor so that they'll line straight up with the spark plugs when I put them in. I have to do the other half, and then I have to put the spark plugs in, which I've gapped correctly now. Gap them to the correct gap, and they're all ready to go in. So I'll take out the spark plugs in there, and then I'll hold them up in order, wherever I'll line them up. Then I'll show those as well in the order that they are here. So getting this done, other wires in, plugs out, show you those, and then plugs will go in with the wires in, and then that'll be it for today. All right, two things happen. Started raining a little. You can see on the windshield here. A little rain here going on. So you have to deal with sounds of me starting to get a cold. We got a light as well. All right. Anyway, spark plugs are pretty clean. I mean, it did bark off and fire a little bit, so they should be pretty decently clean. That one's not so much. On this bank, okay, there's that. That looks like there's less soot on it. A little concerning, but this one smelled like straight gasoline when I pulled it out. So there is that. One of them definitely wasn't firing. But they are old AC style spark plugs, so these are probably original. Not AC Delco, they're actually like AC. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, I gapped all of mine to 45 as well. That's what online said should do. So I got all these out now. So now it's time to put all those back into the engine and then get these all these wires in. Then probably leave it there for this time. All right. Got all that on. Wires in place. Wire holders in place right here, right there. All the plugs are in. Everything's in. So this is going to be where it's a wrap for this episode. And I'll get probably valve cover gaskets and a rebuild kit for the carburetor so that I can see underneath the valve covers. I just want to see what it looks like and get that done. And probably oil change. Then we'll see about brake lines because all the brake lines on here are shot. And even if I don't have brake line parts, then I'll probably even still try to put in reverse and drive. But for now, this will be where it sits. So I guess thanks for watching for the video and see you next time.